as you can probably tell from the silly music, things are still a little borked from last week, at least in how my plans were originally going to go, but it's all fixed now. I have crafted new plans that you will see unfold in this session for episode 31 of Elemental Odyssey. Which, to just make the whole recap short, y'all guys started fighting a dragon. Then Celestine's like, I know what to do. Hey, Verdai, heal this dragon. Okay, boop! And then the dragon was healed, and now it's just like kind of hung over and lost.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm so hungover. What did I do last night?
Like, the dragon's like beat to hell. Well, he's beat to about, let me double check the health bar. He's at almost half HP. From you guys just, wailing on him. And then Celestine's just like, I'm gonna fix the Durgan. Boop. And then the Durgan was fixed. Also, you may have noticed that to the left is the, that's what, Terrain and anyone who went outside saw, including Sneck. So you can see just all the dudes that Percival just kind of dealt with for you.
That's a lot of dudes.
Yeah. Some of them were kind of scrubby. The robots were the biggest threats, but yeah, things were dealt with.
I'm sorry. You wanted to try and get in here.
They were trying to keep people out. They didn't even know you guys were inside. Well, one might have, but he was quickly dead. So, yeah. So, we'll pick back up with the dragon.
This
kind of a bit more aware, because you guys did explain him a few things. And he's like, just like clutching his head and like kind of sitting like on his haunches, like in places, like swaying a little bit. He looks... It seems like he's not considering the wounds a big problem. It's more the giant headache. So you feel like he might be able to just sleep off what you did to him.
This was a metal dragon, correct?
An adult metal dragon. But yes. So yeah, what's happening while the Durgan is still nursing his headache?
I don't recall if he answered, but the last thing I remember asking was the last thing he or she remembers.
You're pretty sure it's a he. You've heard a Durgan voice before. This one sounds a bit deeper, more like the one you met at when you were crossing over and he pressure washed your boat for you. So you figure probably a dude Durgan.
Dragons and gender are weird.
Yeah. Last thing, remember, I was... Something was outside my den. I went to look. There was some fellow with he moves one of his claws, like that's sort of like you're trying to remember and like you're like gesturing with your hand a little bit, kind of emotion. So you actually hear him snap his fingers, which for a dragon is actually kind of impressive.
A little bit of a metal twang to it, because metal dragon.
Yeah, little. It sounds more like a deep like gonging chime almost than a snap. Like you get the intent. Lighter hair. Sort of. I don't remember, but he was there. He said something, and then something hit my neck, and then I don't recall until now.
I'm guessing he looked vaguely like myself.
The dragon actually blinks and like looks at you. And, like he's like very intently studying you now with one of his eyes. It's like up and down, up and down. No, I'd say he looked more punchable than you do.
Well, that's a compliment.
Fair enough.
significantly.
He is a very punchable man.
And now, as if summoned by the insults to his being, you hear that panel his hologram appeared from before word to life, and a full body hologram steps out. And like his hands are on his head, his eyes are wide, and he's just, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What the fuck did you do?
I am just standing there with the smuggest fucking grin and a middle finger pointed right at him.
He is not looking in your direction. He is staring at Celestine.
I was better
Don't care.
than you.
What did you do? What did you do? He starts walking closer and... Ah, fuck. I'm on the wrong layer. He walks closer. You can tell he's still a hologram because he tries to grab Celestine, but he can't get a hold of like the scruff, like the front of your like armor. He's like grabs. He's like continuously trying to grab. What did you do? You overgrown mutt! What did you do?
No, don't tell him a thing, Celestine. Let him figure it out.
I'm
So
just
there's-
gonna like doggo smile at him.
He's a boof that did boof things.
Oh. I'll one second to that, Tori. Just answer how you plan to do that to me, real quick, is all I want to know. But he's still like trying to grab and shake Celestine. It looks like he's trying to like grab and strangle you himself, actually, because now he's like just going for your neck and it's just phasing through because it's a hologram. His like eyes are wide. They look kind of bloodshot all of a sudden. Like Jinx, you've never seen any person on this planet go from like calm and collected to just 400% disheveled in about the span of 6 seconds, like you have your uncle right now. And it's the most delicious thing you've seen in like 3 years.
If he was looking at me or acknowledging my existence at all, he could almost taste the amount of smugness radiating off me right now.
But at the mention of boof things, he like looks at Fenless and then starts walking to Fenless, just like phases through Padma entirely, goes up to Fenless and like again going to try to strangle you and starts shouting, "What are boof things? I need to know. What did he do?"
Don't say a thing.
Twin, can I do my thing?
Oh yeah. Have fun.
Also, those gifs are freaking awesome, by the way, Cal, in the Discord.
The second one is I assume Celestine looks like when he wakes up in the morning.
Pretty much.
It's right about here, right, Twin?
Also the arrow thing has updated, so I can point you in the direction. Boop. It's like there.
Oh,
Okay.
what the hell? New arrow thing? That's cool.
Yeah, I was surprised too when I was making the map extra maps earlier.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. You can also like adjust how it snaps. It'll go like to the center of a tile or along the edges. It's neat.
Nice. Oh, and
But
you can show and
he's
hide from
still-
others, so you can secretly, you can pull a Scanlan in the Vecta fight and just secretly measure out how to put yourself in position.
Oh yeah, pretty much. But he's still like just both hands flailing uselessly, trying to get at Fenless's neck, which is a little bit more, which is almost as funny as it was watching this like not super tall wild boar man just trying to go for a giant dog's neck. But are you gonna do the thing, Tori? I've been waiting for the thing.
I think.
Ah, okay.
Un momento, por favor. Also, my Spanish
Hey, Ren.
is very limited.
Was on time, but I got accosted by a roommate.
Don't worry. All you've missed so far is the dragon referring to Shiakio's uncle as very punchable. Said uncle appearing via hologram and is now futilely trying to strangle people while demanding to know what the hell just happened. I say futilely because he's trying to strangle them. He is still a hologram. So he's like just phasing through their neck, getting nothing.
And I'm just being all smug, telling people
Sorry,
don't
but-
say a fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about that. My mom was talking about it. It's like, well, important. So, Padma, so what did I miss real quick in the past few seconds?
He just Fenless made a comment. He walked over to Fenless and started trying to strangle Fenless as futilely as he did for Celestine. He wanted to know what boof things were. He's demanding to know.
So Padma just at this point clears her throat. Unfortunately for you, sir, negotiations are closed, and she just lightning bolts his hologram panel.
He like turns to clear your throat. He sees the arcane and then wind up, poof, and then and then his fucking figure is gone in a way that if he was a mortal person, you figure would have been really painful because he like fucking staticked and glitched out and stretched in weird ways, and then poof, gone.
It wasn't the real thing, but that was still satisfying.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
That's quite the body count for like 4 turns worth of actions outside.
More than 4 turns, actually. There was a bit of some shenaniganry going on. Let's just say some idiots thought carrying grenades was a good idea.
Yeah. That's why you don't carry those where they can be shot.
Well, they're not that smart. Anyway, who all is looking at the dragon right now?
I suppose most
I
of
would
us
be
probably
turning back to face it at this point.
You
I
know,
am too.
at the everyone who was looking at the dragon when Giacchio made the comment of darling to Padma, notice it's like head just like sort of cocks slightly, and he like looks when you turn Giacchio, he's looking right at you. I have a question for you.
I might have an answer.
Do you know a dragon by the name of Andella?
Ooh. Do I know a dragon by the name of Endel?
Roll history, because that's the go-to for remembering things.
Yeah. 18.
The DC for this was 5. You do not.
Would I know of a dragon named Indela? Because dragons
Roll
live a
this-
long fucking time.
You know, I'll allow it. Roll history.
I'm a rather old individual if you count just sheer number of years I've been alive.
Because of things.
The DC was 5, and I still don't know?
Yep.
Jeez. Wow.
Come on, character sheet
Sadly, I
work
don't.
here. History. Boop. Nope.
The DC was sadly higher for
still
you.
beats the DC of aw.
A little bit higher. And by a little bit higher, I mean it was 6.
Nice.
You swear you've heard the name before? You do not remember where or in what context, but you've heard the name Andala before.
Can I try rolling? Because I've been, well, all over the place. Bard?
I'll allow it.
Probably not.
Much like Terrain, you've heard the name. You can't place where you heard it and in what context. And it's like kind of like it's like think like where it's like it's on the tip of your tongue. You're like,
that's,
what was it?
that's the worst.
What
Yeah.
kind of dragon is this Andela, and where would he be located?
She,
She.
he corrects. And she's a lightning dragon.
Huh.
She up in the mountains? I'm looking at my notes. She happened to reside in the Baelith Mountains.
Yes, that's where she makes her den.
I may have run into her.
He must have left an impression. He's been actually looking for you. Came my way a few weeks before the last thing I remember and was asking about someone of roughly your description.
Well, can you spell out that name for me? Andela?
E-N-D-A-L-A. Andala.
Andala, okay.
I pronounced it wrong.
I don't know, Ren. In this universe, dragons aren't necessarily bad.
Yes, but when they look for you, there's probably a reason that you're not going to enjoy.
That's fucking quitter talk.
I'm just looking at my notes for this and just like, Just that little key smile. That's me right now.
Did she happen to specify why she was looking for me?
No, just that she was.
Very well. And where is home for you?
Home is, you said we were in... We were under the... Oh, fuck, I forgot the names of the mountain range you guys are under. Fuck, I'll just go with the city. You said we were in Megas?
Yes. On the border of...
Denakmos and Belsatane.
Yeah.
I know how to get home from here. This might need help getting out of the city without causing a panic. Ow.
That's the tricky part, indeed.
You could probably help with that. Tell the cops, hey, we found a dragon. Tell everyone not to panic.
Speaking
He's
of
going
cops,
home.
you start hearing sirens approaching.
Oh, shit.
Oh, lovely.
Well, I say sirens. They're faint, and you start hearing a not small number of footsteps, because these guys aren't exactly trying to be subtle.
What direction are they coming from?
Well, you can't tell beyond that they are coming from... Voop! Out the door.
Oh, through the pile of bodies. Lovely.
Yeah, Snick actually... because he is really good at spotting things, because of his mask, you see the little kobold like adjust his hat slightly and be like, "There's a lot of guys coming." And like sort of he like looks like he stands on tiptoe. Most of them look like cops.
Most of them.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Well, you do know that the police were on their way to this location,
Yeah.
and Molly did stay back and talk to some other guys.
We're kind of working with them. Or you guys were.
We are working with them, yes.
I mean, I'm technically not because it's a different character, but you guys are.
Yeah. Well, if you're with us, they won't try to do anything stupid, I think.
He just
Well-
wants to go home.
No, the dragon, yeah.
One second. Delicious sandwich.
The ever delicious sandwich.
Oh no, pretzel bun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
You hear a different a sound of crackling, and you notice that there's a or at least Terrain and Eleanor noticed this a bit. There's another panel like right here. It doesn't have the same like hologram projector, but you hear Jiasha's voice again. What did he do?
Oh, will you just piss off?
Harvin just like sort of, I got this one. Just walks over and you just keep hearing, what did you do? What did you do? Then shocking grasp. Boop. Let's see how destroyed this thing is.
He did good boy things. That's all you need to know.
Well, it doesn't matter if he hit it with the roll to hit because he's hitting a stationary object. So just boop, zap. And then, what did...
Let him stew in the panic for a while.
Giacchio, I'm gonna have to ask you to roll perception real quick.
Okay.
With advantage for this. Oh. You swear on the wind you can hear a scream of frustration shouted at infinity from your uncle.
I just let out a small chuckle. My ears twitch a little bit.
Flagrant system errors, Ayasha over.
Pretty much. It's like that keyboard with the button that just says, ah, that's him right now. This point Stick's like, they're about here, guys.
I suppose we ought to go talk to them.
They got that dude from Dragon Roar with them.
Okay. Then let's just keep calm. Explain the poor dragon, because I imagine you want to go home. What is your name?
Arn. A-R-N.
Arn. Okay.
I'm gonna proceed to the door.
Okay. Well, the door's open, so I'm going to now reveal to you all of the cops who are outside, starting from the top. Boop!
Pray they're not trigger happy.
Boop!
Right.
And then here comes the last of the squad, because you also see Percival walking up with Molly, Mercer, you assume to be chief of the highest ranking cop there, and then a bunch more cops.
Oh boy.
You see Molly's talking to Percival, and they're just having a chat, and then Mercer kind of steps forward, and you're very sad he doesn't have an expressive face beyond his eyes, which are go from sort of just circles to a little smaller as he's looking around.
Just what?
And then he looks at Giacchio's direction. He sort of gestures around. This all your guys' handiwork?
No,
Not
that was
all of
Percy.
it. That was that guy. Pointing at
Percival just sort of waves. I took care of that.
That was my mess.
You're Molly Mock. Jeez, you don't fuck around when you get in the zone. And then the chief guy starts talking to these two because Percival flagged him over, and then the cops begin to fan out in groups of two to do things.
Everything seems secure in here. We will warn you though. My uncle, who appears to have been involved in this, corrupted a dragon that we
The dragon's better. The dragon's better now. He just
inside.
wants to go home.
Every cop in the vicinity stops and
You're
looks at you.
dragon. We're not paid enough for dragons.
No. Let's see. Especially the two who are closest to this mech near you, look at you along with Mercer, Percival, Molly, the chief, and a few other missed cops. The rest are just nope, just focus on what I'm doing.
No,
it's a
so
weird.
much no.
You hear in the weirdest case of synchronized "I'm sorry, what?" kind of voice from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. They did what to a dragon? How?
Bad science, Juju. He's better though. That is exactly how bad my words hit too. Bad science, Juju.
The cops who are clearly just rank and file, we'll secure outside, boss. A few of them just chime into various tunes of that. Mercer's I'll go and look inside you. The head police officer's yeah, you do that, please. And Mercer comes inside at a sort of brisk pace, and you can tell he's a little confused because he's still holding in one hand this weird sort of it almost looks like a combination of those punching daggers and a gun, except the knife part is where the gun barrel is about, and he puts that back on his belt as he walks in. So where's the dragon?
Arn is right around the corner.
Okay. And he's just like, as he gets around the corner, holy! The dragon like sort of whines and like scoots back. Not so loud, please.
Yeah, he's basically got the worst hangover you can imagine.
I can imagine quite a bit. I'll take your word for it, though. And for the sake of brevity, I assume you catch Mercer up on the situation with poor Arn.
See.
Okay. One moment, sir. He sort of hustles back outside, goes to talk to the lieutenant outside. And after a moment, he comes, sort of jogging his way back in. Do you know any, he like does like the finger wiggling magics? And Arn nods. I can make myself smaller if that'll help get me out of the city. It would. We've got some. We've got some. They've got some cruisers coming along with a few SWAT units. They should be able to get you out of here. Dragon that kind of nods. Thank you, sir. At this point, Mercer only now notices the giant dead Robo-Drider. Like, sort of walks over. Well, that solves a lot of a problem.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't as tough as he looked. He was a bit of a bitch.
Well, then our mysterious friend helped.
This is true.
There's nothing mysterious about me.
Not you, the other one.
Mercer looks at you guys. Mysterious friend?
Paladin in the service to Valoris. He took care of the 6 flunkies around there and then disappeared after, well, disposing of them and breaking some sort of shield this man had. All we know is his name is Victor.
He should be very dead at this point, and I'd like to know why he's not.
As you say this, you see Mercer pop open a little panel on his arm that looks like he's taking down notes, and when he hears dead, he's like, pauses, looks at Terrain. How do you know he should be dead?
Padma kind of looks at Terrain
This is
too.
awkward.
Everybody's head just turns.
Yeah.
Unless he's like 250 years old and somehow hasn't died of old age yet, he should be very dead. Last I knew him, he was an elf, so he hasn't lived that long.
You see him like slowly like input something on his like his little notes. I'll keep that in mind. And then he just closes this little panel on his arm and just starts to walk out the door. Thank you. We'll meet you back at the other thing to get you back to your ride so you can leave or whatever. He sounds a little dazed at the moment.
I'm sure he's got all sorts of
He
questions.
just nopes the fuck out. What's that dude next to him?
That's the lieutenant.
Ah, cool.
He has a slightly different token.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Don't recognize that one.
Also, Terrain, you get poked in the arm by Snackbot.
I have been poked.
Snackbot looks up at you, jaw opens, ka-ching! And then out pops a little cup of cappuccino.
The brew of justice. I accept the coffee.
You hear like some happy beeping from Snackbot.
And he just runs off.
Yeah, him and Snecker. Sneck's like making sure the things are working with Snackbot at the moment. And at this point, Molly and Percy come in, and when they round the corner, they see the dragon, and like Molly kind of recoils. Percival just one eyebrow raises.
This is Arn. He just wants to go home.
Sentiment I can understand quite well. But you see Molly is now like just like kicking the dead Drider. That's a little bit. It's like it's not like in malice. He's just like testing, make sure it's dead. He just like keeps kicking the dead body.
Friend of yours.
Who are you talking to?
I assume
Guessing
Molly.
Since she's kicking a dead person.
Nope, just making sure it's staying down.
I'm pretty sure it's very dead. I mean, it got impaled through the face with a lit flaming greatsword, so not many things survive that sort of thing.
At that, you say that as he puts his foot like roughly. He's like got one foot like half raised and like pressed against the thing, against the dead body's shoulder. Yeah, probably not. Kick, and then just like sort of shoves off a little bit, and it sort of slides in place. But at this point, Percival like takes a step closer to Padma. You said he was corrupted. He is indicating the Durgan.
Yes, there's a lot involved. Padma, she gives a shorthand version of what all has been going on. And then Celestine called on Vernai, and I guess the goddess was able to pull off a miracle.
Interesting tale.
Celestine has a lot of those.
He looks in the direction of the booth, and then he looks to the paladin directly next to the booth. And then he looks back at Padma, and you're sure it was him and not the paladin?
Very certain. It only happened after Celestine hit the Durgan with a stick.
Yeah.
By a stick, I mean his axe.
All right, then. And he pulls out a notepad and also starts walking away.
Why do I have a feeling that's just become the standard reaction to our group?
As he's walking away, though, you then hear him like, no, don't do that, no! And he, like, rushes out the door.
Huh. Heva just kind of stands there, shakes her head with a sigh.
Molly looks over the direction, like, sort of, then, like, offers Padma, like, a sympathetic smirk. She's like, Durolos.
Yeah.
They're an interesting bunch.
And this whole situation.
I've heard stranger. I've been in stranger.
I'll take your word for it.
But all you can do, let me go make sure he doesn't have doesn't give himself a stress headache again. And then Molly goes outside.
So what do we want to do at this point? Seems
Well, they
like...
said they meet us back at our other location, so I assume they mean going back to the storefront.
Yeah. Because I assume you guys would like to pack it in and get back to the party bus.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Let me
Bus
just,
of justice.
No, just a bus.
No, it's the party
Oh,
bus!
Well, when I get there, it becomes the bus of justice, so deal with it.
It's the party bus of justice!
The party bus of justice, yes.
let me just copy this mass of people. Because we're just going to go back to the Megas town map for the sake of brevity. Of you guys, watching some more cops show up, some like major trucks. You also, wave off Arn, who, as you guys are starting to get away, you watch him go from a about 15-foot long dragon to whoop, a comparatively about 5-foot flat looking elf boy.
Nifty.
Dragons.
Shape-shifting magic, yo.
Yup. Because dragons just have that shit.
Yep. But as you head back, there's Mercer's just pointedly not talking about anything the entire time. He gives the easier rundown, and he just doesn't explain beyond how he just puts forward it was a cleric who helped the dragon. He doesn't specify who the cleric is in your party or who it was. Just a cleric helped the dragon.
The story checks out. Seems legit.
Right.
You also find your bus is like fine. It just got like slightly. It looks like some big guys like moved it off out of sort of the middle of the road it was in when you left it. Because it looks like it was just like picked up and moved over. Because there looked to be like some slight handprints. Like
Yeah, that's
it.
fair. Didn't want to disrupt traffic.
Yeah. Also, the old couple that ran the magic store, they like one of the old guy like walks up and like, you're the fellows who dealt with those cretins what tied up me and the missus, right?
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, please. Oh, please accept this. And you see him like dig through. He's got like this big like heavy apron with a bunch of pockets on it, like he works at a craft store.
As you do.
Well, he does.
And yeah, he digs through it and pulls out a surprisingly, it's about your average notepad, but it's clearly a book of coupons. Want you to have this? We don't really have a lot in the way of money, but we can at least give you a good deal when you come by.
Okay, thank you.
And
no problem.
these are some pretty fucking good coupons. Like the lowest you see on there is like about 40% off.
Nice.
Damn.
Between like 40 and 60% off coupons.
I know they say just his own reward, but that's nice too.
So yeah, you have a coupon book for Black Sheep Magic.
Nice.
Me. Important question. Does the coupon book have the sheepy on it?
Yes, there are several. There's about in total it's like 20 pages of coupons. One page is for varying prices off on any number of the sheepies.
No, I meant like, is it on the cover of their pamphlet, like as a little?
Oh yeah,
thing?
it's a little black sheep holding a little wizard hat with a little wizard hat on his head, holding the wand in his mouth.
Yay! That's the important thing.
Yes. The sheepy plushies are indeed also in the coupon book as a thing that are on sale with it.
Nice.
Sheepies.
I'm gonna pull him off to the side and ask him if his store is reopened or if they can't open it because it's a crime scene or whatever.
Probably won't be able to open it for a while.
It'll probably be a few days while they, sort out all the potential, bad juju them cretins put in the store. Why, do you want to make purchase?
Yes, I did. I want to keep it discreet from the one you gave the coupon book to, though. It's a surprise.
I feel ya. What he leans a little closer. Well, what you looking for, Sonny?
Figured I'd get her and her siblings one of those plushies. so I would need about 3 of them.
One
Just
little
something-
tip.
Just yeah.
I can get you that real right quick. Don't
What are
you worry.
buying?
He sort of jogs back into his store, talks to one of the cops around there, and they just sort of let him, go in. He comes back out with a few of the plushies in hand, and just, hands over to you. Free of charge. You did kind of save my bacon.
Oh, I
Free plush.
couldn't possibly just take these for free.
I'm offering, but if you want to pay, I ain't going to stop you.
How much are they?
For in total, it would be 10 gold for the 3 of them. You would get, if you want to pay something, you could pay at least half.
No, I'll give them full price, 10 gold.
Thank you kindly, Sonny. Hope you have yourself a good day. And he sort of, he starts whistling into himself, and he goes very stereotypical, dazed old man as he walks away.
I slip them into my bag or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure
Cabot
no
was
one's
complete-
looking.
Hannah was completely turned away, so you don't even have to worry about her.
I assume you had enough sense to pull away from other people. Anyways, but yes, as you guys are heading back to your bus, though, Mercer comes and stops you. By the by, did you want us to let you know if we happen to find that friend of yours who went missing?
Jonna, yes.
Right.
Yes,
I
that'd be excellent.
assume you lot are the ones who the ones the boss was talking about working with that him and Bane on that job out in Kreno?
The Ruin of Conflict, right?
No, that was the facility you were found in, Tori.
Yes. Oh, yes, that was us.
Ah, right. So the Dragon probably got you on file then, because he looked at your fucking armored bus. I imagine you got that thing registered. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
right. If we hear anything, we'll pass it along. He kind of holds out a hand towards Padma. Nice
Padma-
working with you, though.
Pleasure. Padma takes the hand and shakes it.
Yeah, just safe travels. If things are you know what? No, I'm just gonna. He just walks away. He didn't even finish his sentence. Just leaves. He was gonna say something. He thought better of it, and just no.
It's been one of those days. I don't blame him.
Hmm. So, you see Arvin look at that little bracer he got from Hawk the other day, sort of wave his hand, little arcane watch just appears over it. It's it's been a hell of a day, and it's only a little bit past lunchtime. Let's see you guys. Wanna go get something to eat?
Oh, hell yes.
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 All right, then. I assume you guys all just climb into the bus and then start heading for the nearest food place.
Yes.
Alrighty.
It's diner time.
For the sake of brevity, and also because I want to get to the glory that is about to happen sooner. Hold on. Let me make sure I have it all proper, well and good over here. Second. Just move them. Move them out, because I'm just going to cut down on things. And it doesn't take you long to, for the sake of everything, it takes you a little bit because, there are still some, areas that are, sort of cordoned off because shit just got fucked there. Because there was kind of a major terrorist attack recently.
Mm-hmm.
But you do eventually find a rather. You do pass by a sort of a chain that you, Shiakio, remember because you've been to other locations I have. It's the Wiretap Tavern.
Wiretap Tavern.
Yes.
So that alone sounds amazing.
It does.
It's a chain that started out at Denakmos, but you've seen a few of them around, like in Novus and in a few places you've been otherwise, and always really good.
Ooh, he's a good
Right.
place.
Wiretap Tavern. That actually does sound interesting. Actually, knowing Padma, she's probably been there to one a few times because Bard.
Yeah, you've been to a few wiretaps. You haven't been to the one here in Megas, but you've been to a few as well, and you're like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Wiretap, yeah.
Alrighty then. So we'll move you to, because of reasons, boop, the map.
Oh my god, there's a map for it.
Bar
Yes,
fight!
I
Bar
see
fight!
Jesse.
Bar fight!
Oh my god, there's a Jesse.
Eleanor, Sneck, and Sneckbot are all just sort of, they're like, well, we'll be fine. They just sort of
I see
stay in the-
Teresa from Claymore in here too.
and another,
It begins.
Claire!
yeah, look at who's across from her.
Yeah, I said Claire. Mom-daughter night out.
And I just like, you know what? I want this place to feel kind of alive, so have some tokens in here for reasons and stuff.
Yeah.
Bar
because
fight!
I might-
Why
Bar
is
fight!
Gurren logging behind the bar?
I'll explain that one later.
Bar fight! Bar fight! Bar
Well,
fight!
if Gurren Lagann's
Gotta
here, it's
believe
gonna be
in
a
the
bar
hymn.
fight.
Oh,
Believe
hey,
in
I
the bar
see-
fight that believes in you.
Yep, exactly.
I see Grandpa Arthball up here too.
Oh yeah, there's a few. There's a few up here for some references. But walking in, and actually we need different music now because things are no longer quite so quirky, dog. Boop. Instead, it'll be an industrious ferret. That's the name of the song. Sounds more tavern-y anyways.
Yeah, the name though.
But as the most of you walk in, it's surprisingly lively. But then, well, you figure some people want to, unwind after a major terrorist attack. And surprisingly, this place looks like it was mostly untouched anyhow, at least the part of the town it was in. You, behind the counter, closer to like the actual bar, you see a wildborn on on three of the stools. There's a looks like a dark-skinned, blue-haired elvish man. You can't really see his face; just see the back of his head and his, fairly loud red coat. And next to him is a wildborn man who looks kind of worldly. Down the way, there's a heavily armored dragonborn sort of fellow who seems to be having a rather animated conversation with a purple-skinned tiefling woman behind the counter. There's also a drow lady wandering around behind the counter, like serving drinks or mixing things. There also appears to be two Zal up further towards the corner booth there. One of whom just looks like he's more decked out for combat or maybe going to a party than he is actually, working at a bar. But he's getting along with this rather, more like generic humanoid-ish looking one. Still dressed fairly fancy for what you assume to just be like a bartender. But hey,
Just for the job you want, not the job you have.
for much. There's also a few occupied tables. One of the corner booths is taken by rather gruff-looking duo. One's some manner of elf who seems to be sharpening, who's who like keeps checking a knife in his boot every so often for some reason. Not sure what kind of habit it is. And then there's another guy who has some weird visor situation going on and a large sword that seems to have a singular eye on it sitting next to him.
Creepy.
It's especially creepy because at one point you swear the eye blinks.
I wonder if it's sentient.
near them are two well-armored women with great swords sitting next to them, just having a fairly calm conversation. It looks like over tea as opposed to anything, like hard liquor.
Well, considering the story those icons refer, it could be hard liquor.
Then there's a tiefling, an Aasimar, and another dragonborn, all having a conversation. The Aasimar seems to be like getting the other two across the table from her in on some manner of scheme, because she's like sort of animated, like kind of laughing, but also like trying to get them focused on something. Then there's the biggest party, which is 6 individuals. One appears to be a gnome swordsman because he has a pair of scimitars belted at the back of his waist.
I saw that icon and I was like, is that Jack?
I'm so glad you went there.
Yeah, it does look like Jack with Jack's fantastic facial hair.
Yeah, there's a
mustache.
gnomish swordsman, 3 humans. One seems to be a woman in heavy armor with a fairly large sword and shield next to her. A more arcanely inclined woman with a fairly large hat. And then a guy who looks like he just punch everything to death. Or maybe kick, you're not sure. But he looks more like a fist fighter than anything else. There's also a rather surprisingly short elvish woman with a bow, and then a rather like just very the only way I can describe it is audacious wild-born man with blue hair who's like just being kind of loud. It also looks like he's trying to put the moves on the Night Lady, but he keeps getting grabbed by the ear by the fist fighter next to him, by pink-haired fist fighter guy. Like long flowing pink-haired locks, by the way. He looks fucking fab.
Hey, he rocks. If he rocks it, no need to say he rocks it. He rocks it.
And then in the far corner, you see a group of 2 tieflings and another elf, who all just seem to be having like just a wonderfully pleasant conversation. But it's it's a lively tavern. There's jukebox going and everything.
Patman's looking around for the "please seat yourself" sign.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then also by the door, you see this woman seated alone, got like the skull of some dead thing as a shoulder pad on her left arm. You assume some manner of draconic heritage, given the sort of intensity of her features and the horns, and also tail.
Yeah, that would generally give something like that away.
She looks like she's just slowly nursing some sort of drink. It's in like a big heavy mug, so you can't tell what it is, but it's a big drink of something. And she's like nursing it. She's like reading a book that you can't quite see the title of.
It's about as active as I expect a wiretap to be. Now, where's the table?
There are the 3 here, and then the 1 over here.
Dibs.
Swoop.
Dip.
We're probably going to need 2 tables. Or just grabbing chairs from the...
Shakio slides next to Padma all coyly, as is his wont.
Dimitri is just on his lap then.
Thirsty cat.
Dimitri would be on my lap.
Just move the booth here.
Just absent-mindedly petting Dimitri. 'Cause I can.
You see the drow lady behind the counter. Oh, be right with you. Just a second.
Padma just kind of waves. It's no big rush.
And then see her move towards the back, and you hear her shout something. And then for a second, you see a an orcish man like step out of the kitchen for a second, say something very animatedly, then duck back into the kitchen.
Tell him the kitchen's closed.
God, how many times I wish I could do that at work.
What the fuck you say, bitch?
I will murder you when you're asleep.
Oh, no, wait, no. Miraculously, bitch! Boop.
And Zakio gets killed because he's still at half HP.
No, I was just imagining the orc was saying that. Pops out. Tell those new people coming in, the kitchen's closed.
Let's just move these guys over here for now. After a moment,
The 3 people who can primarily heal the party are all in one place.
I can heal.
Fireball!
a lot of people can heal.
Yeah, pretty much everyone has some form of healing.
Yeah, after a moment, the drow lady says something to the 2 guys, to the wildborn and the elf guy at the counter, and then just sort of comes through with a notepad and scampers her way over. Hey, welcome to Wiretap. How can I help you?
Oh, what do we got for drinks to start with?
Drinks. She pulls into her little apron and pops it out and starts listing off, insert your favorite brands of soda here. And then also various local brews of the alcoholic persuasion.
You got any scotch?
1 scotch.
Guinness.
Guinness.
Oh, let's go with a screwdriver.
I will also have a Guinness.
2 Guinness, screwdriver. Looks at Arvin and Celestine. Arvin looks at Celestine, nudges him. Do you want something to drink, big guy?
Watermelon.
Drink a watermelon. He's a big boof. He could probably do it too. Just jam
the trial waitress like sort of chuckles. Can do, big guy. You want the whole one or just the juice?
The whole one is fine.
Can do, big guy.
I assume it's your standard bar food.
Mm-hmm. Then she goes, "Did you want a straw, big guy?"
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
In the next 5 minutes, I'm imagining Celestine's just gonna swallow the whole thing. You're gonna watch his throat expand as it goes down.
Like a snake.
I need to find it. I need to find something for what I imagine is going to happen personally, because it's fucking funny. But Arvin just makes a rather boring art. He just wants some. He doesn't specify, just something fruity. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like all right. You had a brave one then. Okay, I'll be back with menus in a moment.
Today is a day for a hard drink.
Indeed.
Hustles off, and rather than open the little thing to pop through, she just sort of like does like the little Dukes of Hazzard slide over it and goes behind the bar.
I mean, I would too.
Oh, what a day.
Understatement. Also, Rin is saying he would have Stormfront would have also some sort of beer.
I was trying to wait for her to get to this table, but she just left, so...
Well,
I
I
think-
assumed you would keep talking because you guys were there, because both Fenless
talking-
and Scar just ordered, and they weren't at the
Okay.
table. So,
We all
Tankard
came in
Vale is
together.
on there.
Yeah.
She doesn't even, like, hesitate. She's like, gotcha, sir. And also, as she skipped past, she, like, sort of gave Celestine a scratch behind the ears and hurried off. She likes
Yay.
the booth.
Everybody likes the booth.
Yeah, at that, like, Arvin sort of, like arms on the table, like, leans down a little bit. Good lord. It's a hell of a morning.
This was
Yeah. Yeah.
How are
I was
you
just- I
holding
can't-
up there, buddy?
You see him, like, sort of flex his fingers on his left hand. Good. Getting used to things being kind of weird, but good.
You went a little too hard there, didn't you?
It's been an interesting morning. I'll leave it at that. Because Terrain doesn't know about the thing that Arvin drank, or what was happening to him, because he
Nope.
showed up after that.
I'm just assuming he overexerted himself doing Rune Fencer things.
Well, in a way, you're not wrong. Also, Fenlit, Celestine, and Shiakio, make a perception check, please.
Perception.
Boom.
Double 13.
Odd bunch of people.
Cal. Oh, there we
Thank
go.
you, Cal.
The booth knows all.
I didn't suck.
13, 23. Celestine's like, bitches, puts on sunglasses. I got this.
He's waiting patiently for his watermelon, and he's very attentive for when it arrives.
Yeah.
Right?
Fenlis, you're a little preoccupied because you did kind of see your boss like hanging around a known terrorist, or at least the location occupied by a known terrorist. So you're like, what has he done? How?
What is this idiot
Why?
done?
What? You're a little preoccupied with your thoughts, so you're not like really keeping an eye out as well. Jacchio, you're
Distracted by Padma leaning on you.
Oh.
that and other things.
Whoa.
That and
She's
other thoughts, like, you know. Also, you're also still riding that high from your uncle just having a fucking existential crisis.
Oh, yes.
Celestine, you as you're waiting very patiently for your watermelon, trying to make sure your tail doesn't, you know, smack people or, you know, take out a small chair. You're like, you're looking around the room a little bit, and you notice that draconic woman who was reading the book. She like keeps looking in Chiakio's direction. And like a few times you swear you see her like muttering to herself, and it looks like she's like trying to psych herself up. But like you keep looking in her direction, like every so often she's like looking at Chiaki and like just like mutter something, like she's trying to build the will to do something. You're not sure what, and you're hoping it's not bad, but it might be a friend. So
Which one are we talking about?
Dragon
The-
Lady near the
Oh,
entrance
the
where we
dragon
came
lady
in.
down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
this lady,
Interesting.
yeah, she keeps looking at Chiakio.
And I don't know this because I'm too busy petting Dimitri and mildly blushing at the fact Padma's leaning on me.
Padma's tired. She can't believe it's only morning.
Mm-hmm. Only like
Takes effort
12:30.
to lightning bolt everything to death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like about 12:30 in the afternoon now.
Oh.
Past 3 hours have been a hell of a ride for you guys.
Lots
Does
of heroic
Does Celestine mention anything about the Dragon Lady or no?
Yeah, does Celestine mention he saw the lady keep looking at Chiakio?
What?
You noticed the dragon lady down near the bottom of the map was kept looking over at
Bless you.
Chiakio.
Thank you.
Dragon Lady near the bottom of the map. Okay, which bottom? Mine?
Yeah, like yeah, that
Okay,
lady.
here.
Yeah, that lady. She keeps looking at Chiakio.
Seems like she's working up the courage to do something.
Yeah. You are prepared to jump if it is a bad, but if it is a good, you're like, new friend.
I'm just gonna lay down at the table here, like on the floor.
Just gonna walk
I'm
over.
ordering
The
that
guard
one.
booth. The guard booth.
Like, listen, if anybody's got bad intentions, they're either not gonna do it, and if they have good ones, they're definitely gonna scritch.
Celestine is applying the boof test.
Do I catch a glimpse of her
pet the
looking
move
at me
or
as
don't
I...
move?
Do I catch a glimpse of her looking at me at this point? Because I'm watching Celestine do this. Because I'm like, with an eyebrow raised, I'm like, okay.
What's
Okay,
Probably looking confused as the dog lying at the table.
Okay, so a few things are gonna happen now. She jumps up and tries to kill you. No, I'm kidding. No.
Bar
She,
fight.
Smashes you with table.
turns into
check,
the final boss of the
motherfucker.
campaign. No, but as you get up and start walking over, at for a second she doesn't notice, but then like she catches sight of this 7-foot tall boof approaching, and like she like completely just stops everything and looks very concerned because you are the big, and then you just like sort of just boof down on the floor. She's still like stopped for a second, then she like slowly looks around the table and just sees you like sitting there. I'm actually gonna have to ask you to roll a persuasion check, Cal. To not appear scary.
I'm terrifying.
She still seems unnerved, but not like she's going to like scream in terror or, you know, lash out in fear because of large boof suddenly being near her.
It's not growling. It's not a bad dog. It's not a bad dog.
Takes a second. She takes out a bookmark and just tucks it in where she sets her book down. Sort of leans around the table to get a better look at you. Can I help you?
My friend is single.
Wow.
Wingman Celestine.
I just showed the real
My
reason why
eyebrows
people
are
bring
raised in
dogs to a park.
confusion.
Wait, what is Yakio doing?
My eyebrows are raised slightly in confusion. I'm like, the fuck is he talking about? Because I haven't noticed her, so I don't know
Which
she's
friend
looking at me.
Possibly be referring to. I'm pretty sure everyone in the party is single, technically.
I'm going to further confuse her by causing a flower to bloom in Celestine's hands.
Power.
Love it.
I don't know how to confuse her. I'm made of plant.
Darian, you try this with Druidcraft. You do cause the flower to bloom in Celestine's hands. You also cause like a flower crown to just suddenly grow around his head. And you're like, oh, oops.
This is not a problem.
The booth now has a flower crown. Celestine, you're a little confused. It's not that time of year yet for you. And you're like, okay. And seeing this, she's just like, she actually looks a little flustered. Looking between the boof, Shiakio, boof, Shiakio. She like carefully takes the flower from the boof's paws. Thank you. And just sort of tucks the flower in her hair a little bit. And she's now like, she just sort of like sits back up, like sort of looks like she's leaning away, but because you're right there, Celestine, and she's not really good at hiding it, you see her like trying to look like nonchalant now, but she still keeps looking in Shiakio's direction.
Peppa just kind of
Would I happen to notice this? Because I'm still looking at Celestine, mildly confused.
You've now noticed the odd behavior of this woman, and that she keeps looking at you, but when she does, she like realizes you're looking at her, and then she looks away, and she like keeps checking to see if you're still looking at her.
What's Padma's just like kind of groggy. What's why is Celestine on the floor?
Something about
This lady
Shiakio
keeps-
being single is what Arvin says.
What?
Apparently
He just does the
this
shrug
lady-
emoji. Arvin just shrug emoji. No.
I'm still kind of looking at her, waiting for her to meet my gaze again, because I'm gonna flag her to come over. But at the same time, I'm telling Padma, for some reason she keeps looking at me. I don't know why. Must be what Celestine walked over.
There's the expression given, Shakio.
You're putting these in the Pokemon channel, by the way.
Fuck.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. the dog wink. Oh my god, yes. The Sierra feathers.
I was gonna say, I was wondering how long it would take Kel to realize, that's the Pokemon channel.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass.
That fucking wink! Oh my god!
It's happy belly time.
The wink, though. Okay. When you meet her gaze again, she actually sort of starts, like sort of jumps in place a little bit, and like almost like spills her, like gets some of her whatever she's drinking up like into her nose a little bit.
Oh.
Coughs. But then she sees you flagging her over, and she like sort of pauses. Like, despite the fact she knows she's in the corner by herself, she like looks around, looks at Celestine, then back up at you, and then just does like the awkwardly points to herself.
You're calling your friend back over, right? Totally right? Yeah? Oh? No? No? Okay.
I just simply nod.
Playboy kitty over here.
I go from being slapped to attracting all the females. What's
Good
going on here?
Well,
Blair isn't here, somebody has to do it.
Giacchio, I'm gonna need you to roll perception real quick.
Oh boy.
I'll be right back.
Perception. There you are.
My friend's
12!
I'm gonna go check on dinner. I'll be back right back in a second as well.
Okay. But you're not sure, and you think you're hallucinating a little bit, but you swear you saw like the little anime heart just like pop up above her head for a second, and then you like shake your what the, and it's not there, and you're like, what the fuck?
Fuck is going on here?
Like you swear you just like went full anime and you saw the Doki happen.
There may or may not have been a Doki Doki when Padma leaned on me. She may or may not have noticed.
Padma's a very tired Undine right now.
After a moment, the clerk lady comes over, sets down some drinks, and slides a Guinness to Fenless, Scotch to Scar, and then just full-on metal tanker of ale in front of Terrain. Like, no hesitation, no chill, just like, totally fine, just there you go.
Celestine, your watermelon's here.
I'm surprised he didn't ask for a tanker that said justice on the side.
Well, that's right, Kale's AFK, but well, who?
Oh, I know, don't worry. Sits down some brightly colored monstrosity of a beverage in front of Arvin.
Oh,
Like you're not sure how, but it looks like a kaleidoscope, but it's liquid.
Oh.
Like it's somehow clearly one continuous kind of beverage, but it looks like fades to different colors in certain parts. It's very strange.
I return.
There you go. You got a giant tankard of ale set down in front of you.
Glorious.
Full on like old school ye olde tankard. Just next to like the
thing I would expect in a bar, given things.
Mm-hmm. You see her first pass off like the modern like glass of like Guinness, and then the glass of Scotch, and then just your tankard. Like it's like it's Tuesday for her. Like this isn't even a little weird.
It's just another
Oh,
Tuesday.
justice! Chug.
She passes the drinks to Padma and Shakio, and then from under her little tray she passes out the menus to you guys.
Thank
I'll
you.
be back in a little bit, see what you'd like.
Also, where's Celestine's watermelon?
One moment. She sets down the tray on the table and like opens up part of it and then reaches into like the bottom part, which looks to be like a fucking hole or something, and then just spits out a whole watermelon. The thud of which Celestine whoop,
A tray of holding? Glorious.
Yes.
Rin, I also have a con of 18.
Why are you not drinking a tankard of ale?
Because I wanted this. I like my hard liquors, okay?
Oh. Okay.
Out of character, so do I, but in character, ale is where it's at.
Ale of
So,
justice.
Tankard of ale. To justice, chug.
We make interesting friends.
Welcome back, Cal.
Your watermelon is here.
Yay.
We're just as in here. But once Celestine hears the thunk of the watermelon hitting the table, just whoop, like a shot back to the table. And I assume he just starts just gnawing on it.
My friend is single. Wake food.
Why are you going to that table?
Because I know this girl.
Which one?
Wants to harass Harissa.
This one.
Wait, what?
I think he means out of character.
Yeah,
Or is it
out of
practice?
character, I know what game she's from.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Huh. Never expected that. Because I don't... Oh yeah, she was a crossover character from another game from where I got that token from.
She's from Shadowverse, which is in Grand Blue Fantasy.
Yeah, because that's where most of these other tokens are from. But after Celestine walks away, after a moment, you see the... Jacques, are you still watching the dragon lady who seems to be interested in you?
Yes.
Once Celestine like just skitters off to do, just boof on that watermelon.
However, he is boofing on the watermelon.
Yeah, I'll find the image I have in mind for that in a moment. But you see her just like sort of like take a few deep breaths, look at like what's in her glass, and just fucking in about 3 drinks, just knock back whatever the hell is left in there, which seems to be a lot. Slam it down on the table. Pick up her book, a like backpack that was sitting next to her, put it in the backpack, throw it over her shoulder, and then set down some money before she approaches the table. Celestine.
Nom.
Can I help you, Miss? I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
One moment.
Consult the notes.
No, I'm getting a thing that I imagine what Celestine is like right now, because it's really fucking funny. Oh, where is it? Aha! Here it is. It's about what I imagine right now. This is what I imagine it Celestine eating and is like.
Holy shit, dude! Calm the fuck down.
I know, right? He just
You
goes
don't
ape
need
on
to
that
eat
watermelon.
that fast. Angry Asian noises and then Jesus Christ, man.
I like the bang, bang, bang with the pot, unintelligible. Anyway,
That is indeed how Celestine is probably eating that watermelon. But
just
good
there's
God,
no
man, calm down.
no peeled off rind. It's just the whole thing. Oh God.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
That's about what I imagined. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Calm the fuck down, dude. Jesus Christ.
But yes, she finally approaches and what did you ask her again?
Asked her if there was something I could do to help her, and I asked her name.
Upon saying that, you see her like hesitate, like she just fucking like blue screen for a second before she like snaps of it. Yes, you're Shiakio Paloli, correct?
Correct.
I'm not sure if you remember me, but we've met before.
History check.
Roll history.
Wouldn't that be an
I meant to
intelligence?
ask, can I roll a history check? Is what I meant to say.
Wouldn't that just be a straight int check?
I'm using it for history for remembering things in general.
History is based
Okay.
off int
Because
anyway.
if you have better history, you remember things
Gotcha.
better. Logic. Anyway, not ringing any bells. Not a lady like this.
I'm sorry, I don't seem to recall you.
Oh, At this point, she like clears her throat and seems to be regaining her composure a little bit. I suppose I did look a little different at the time. She closes her eyes and clears her throat again, and when her eyes open, that's different. You instead of appearing like normal, like sclera, pupil, irises, all that, electric blue, draconic eyes meet yours, and with a sort of familiar rumble to it, despite clearly not being the size of the creature you recall hearing this voice from last time.
Damn it, I was right. It's the dragon.
It has been a few years, hasn't it?
Ah, yes, it has.
And then she blinks and her eyes are back to the humanoid form and her clears her throat again. You're a rather difficult man to find.
I have been moving around quite a bit lately, so... As a matter of fact, I believe I ran into a mutual acquaintance recently.
Oh,
Very
who?
recently. I believe he said his name was An?
Yes, it was Arn.
Oh, that nice fellow. Oh, glad to hear he's doing well.
I believe he said your name was Endala?
Yes, Indala.
What can I do for you, Endala? I believe he mentioned you were looking for me for some business. perhaps.
As you're saying this, you can tell there's now something off with her behavior to you.
I think my earlier joke might not be that much of a joke anymore.
Right?
What was the joke?
When he
Playboy
asked, what
cat
can I
boy."
do for you? He said, you would have said me seduction roll.
I missed that.
I missed
But,
it too. I'm seeing it now in the chat.
Oh yeah, there it is. You can tell she's very not used to her behavior at the moment because she's like little very nervous about how she's speaking. Also like jittery and nervous, like there's something bothering her, but it's like she's not sure how to put it to words. And then there's a pause as she's like starts like just tapping her fingers together, and she's now starting to blush very, very intensely.
Oh my.
Padma just kind of shifts a bit and looks at the dragon as well. So this is your friend?
Yes. Last we met, we fought ourselves to a standstill in the mountains. She looked very different at the time, however.
Well, I mean, you can't exactly get into a wiretap bar as a big dragon.
This is true.
Padma just kind of waves at the dragon. Hello.
She sort of she doesn't look at you, but she like sort of weakly like sort of does a little one-handed wave, and then Jinx, I'm gonna need you to roll either athletics
We'll save.
or acrobatics,
Athletics or acrobatics?
whichever is higher.
Incoming flying dragon. Tackle.
Athletics.
My Griffin is on your lap, bear in mind.
Griffin is on my lap. Pad was
That
leaning
fucking
on me.
20, though. That fucking 20 though. Perfect timing.
It's a very sudden series of events, but she like suddenly just reaches forward and like tries to grab you by the shirt collar, but you're just whoa, whoa and you just like sort of just
what's
almost
going on
whoa,
here?
underneath. And she like also was leaning forward as well, so she just sort of whoa and ow my elbow, and then just sort of poof, face plants in the seat next to you because she missed.
Oh.
Dimitri just
freaking called it. Every time a dragon assumes human form, this happens in all of my campaigns.
Dragons need to get laid too, fam. Dimitri just kind of looks at her and just kind of paps her head with a paw.
She's just laying there. Her tail is just like, she's just like completely still laying there. You don't even like. You see her breathing. That's about it. She's just like there. You can't see her face, but the tips of her ears that you can see are now very, very red.
Dimitri just starts calling at them. Confused Griffin.
Oh wait, she's in the chair, or she face planted into the chair next to me?
She's in the. You guys are on like against a wall, so you're in like one of those bench seats.
Oh,
Okay.
she face planted into the booth.
Yeah, she face planted in the bench next to you.
Oh dear, come on, sit up. I help her sit.
Make another athletics check.
Don't fuck me up.
Oh, you are now grappled, and she is now making out with you.
Oh, my eyes just go wide with like, what the fuck?
Padma just kind of looks at them both. It's just like dumps. Just does this real quick. Hey, now we're in a public area. Control yourself, lady.
Douse them with water.
Cold water. Just hey, we're in a public spot.
Get a robe.
Mildly irked.
Okay, so once the water splashes, Padma, because you have a better view of her face than you do of Chiakio's, her eyes snap open and she looks at. There's a pause. She looks at Chiakio, then at you, then at him again, and then poof, pushes away and just like sits in the seat, just pointedly not looking at him, very, very nervous. You swear the part of her is blushing is now starting to turn purple.
Well then. Are you okay, Sakio?
I just sit up in the chair and I'm just like, okay. So that just happened.
Now we're friends with 2 dragons.
Think you're more than friends with one of them.
I am anyway, apparently.
So what exactly happened when you two last met? Padma's now curious.
Arvin, by the way, has just been sipping on like the fucking like mosaic cocktail he's just having, like just completely fine, just watching this. He's just like, just saying nothing, just watching. Just like,
This is far from the strangest thing that's happened with this group.
Yeah, but she's also not answering the question. She's just still like, hands in her lap, eyes focused on the table, just blushing intensely.
Last time we met, we had fought to a draw. I had begrudgingly earned her respect, and apparently a little more.
Ah, so normal.
As you said, she sort of shrinks a little bit, like in her seat, just sort of.
Oh, so that's how it goes with Oh yeah, that's how it tends to go with dragons. Padma's just completely unfazed. That can happen with dragons.
You see her just Arvin just sort of like nods knowingly as he takes another sip of his drink.
As to say, that's where Pat's and Arvin's mom and dad came from.
Yep.
I mean, granted, my grandfather's a water dragon, but
Still a hoot.
and how many years ago was this, Sakyo?
Oh, how many years ago was it at this point? I don't remember. I know we vaguely discussed it. I don't remember if there was a number of years behind it.
You know, I couldn't remember either, but I think I know where to check.
Yeah, we didn't specify a time.
I have a theory.
I
on
just
why
remember
you
it happened. We said it happened.
What was that, Rin?
That I have a theory on why she's all sad and embarrassed now.
I know.
No,
out of
she's
character,
just,
I know
she's
what
just flustered and
thinking.
blushing, and now just like sitting in place, just like fucking, just like, oh god, what have I done?
Out of character, I believe I know what she's thinking.
She
Out of
believes you belong to Padma.
Out of character,
Yup.
Padma.
Bad.
Hey, I'm just gonna go on record. Out of character, Padma has 2 hands.
Damn.
Holy shit!
Love triangles are boring.
Wait, what's
Well,
boring?
That's why.
Love triangles.
Don't worry, Yakio, you're just becoming a harem anime protagonist.
Right.
Totally. Harem Protag EX activated.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we put a time on it. At least I don't have it in my notes.
Well, how old is Shakyo?
Shiakio at this point is... Oh, what age did I say he was? It's somewhere in the sheet. Fuck. Oh, I thought I had it somewhere in the sheet. He is about 23 years old.
Okay. you hear her finally mutter out, about 3 years ago.
Huh. Understandable time frame for it to slip through Zakio's mind, all things considered, but makes sense a dragon would remember it clearly. Padma's goodness is now half gone.
And Dala is still just like fidgeting in place, just like, ah.
Padma slides the rest of it down to her. Take it.
Also, for reference, this is the full body image I used for her token. So that's about what she looks like.
Dancer dragon.
So out of character, how this is sounding, harem protag, he's gonna end up like, what's his face's dad? I think it was Arvin's dad has 2 moms?
Yeah.
Arvin has
Arvin has.
Arvin has 2 moms, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
Shiakio has got himself caught between an Undine and a lightning dragon, and who knows what else could happen at this point now.
Yeah, right.
For all you know, you may seduce a drow somewhere. Not Jonna.
She'd laugh and light you on fire.
Good lord.
Also, good lord knows where she is. 'Cause even I don't know where the fuck she went.
So what was it you wished to discuss with me, Miss Endala?
She just sort of,
He is slightly blushing at this point, given what just happened.
she just sort of like shrinks into her shirt a little bit more, and like you see her mouth something in Draconic, and you do speak Draconic, right?
Let me double check.
Don't have to click the thing, just tell me yes or no.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, you see her, it looks like she mouths out the same reason why I kissed you.
Oh.
Oh.
being a
cats.
DM, yeah,
Yep.
pretty much, Tori.
Herding
Pretty
cats.
much.
Hurting kittens too.
Kitties! They're so cute. I want to pet them and like get covered in kitties.
What a way to go,
Freaking
man.
Fluffy!
Yeah.
Smothered by blue.
But yes, Shiakio, you now know that this dragon is here because she has the dokis and she does not know how to dokis, or at least that's what you assume right now because she is very, very flustered.
Order the poor girl a strong drink.
Her Kokoro goes doki doki and she doesn't know what to do with it.
The character, is there an orc just staring at both of them right next to them while they're doing this?
No.
My map has an orc right next to them.
He still has the cook there.
Wait.
Oh,
The cook isn't on the map. The cook went back into the kitchen. He's not supposed to be there.
Okay.
So there should
Ah,
not be an orc on the map at all. I moved him back into the shadows of the kitchen that you guys can't see.
Gotcha. Mine's just not doing that.
Yeah, might want to refresh. But the pause before I had her answer was me looking up the grappling rules, by the way.
Oh dear. And Shiakio has absolutely no idea how to deal with this. Because he has dokis for Padma.
Now apparently this Durgan wants his D.
And Padma's a mystery. And Padma's a mystery.
Padma is such a mystery.
Padma's just like, you're weird.
Padma grew up knowing her uncle and her two aunts, so this is not strange to her. She's just, oh, okay.
There's a dragon involved. Anything's possible.
It's
Right.
like her maternal grandfather is a water dragon.
Yup.
Yeah, Shiakio is definitely blushing more now, thinking about his situation.
Dimitri just kind of looks at all three of them, just like plops onto the dragon's lap, looks up at her, tries to be cute.
Tori, roll me a D20 plus 7. Good job, Dimitri. Your persuasion was successful. You have distracted Durgan with cute little Griffin, and she is now scritching him.
Purr, purr, purr. Just happily purring Griffin. Just kind of looks at Dimitri, not Dimitri, Zakio grins. Did they never tell you then when you took up the mercenary job description, or did you forget? Dragons like people who can hold their own.
I guess
Arvin
we
just,
have something similar in that regard, but no, I don't recall them ever teaching me that. That's not something I would have learned, I don't think.
Using prestidigitation, you just see Arvin raise his hand over his head, and then just the more you know appears. And he's just sipping his drink with a completely bored expression, just the more you know, and then it whoop, disappears.
Yeah, that's definitely something I probably would not have learned.
Don't worry, most people don't unless they're Dragonborn or in some way related.
I'm gonna mildly lean towards Padma and whisper in her ear, I don't know how to respond to this because reasons. And I'm going to discreetly...
Because reasons.
There's a reason I'm saying because reasons, because I don't want to outright say it with words. But discreetly, I think discreetly, I'm going to give her a plushie.
The power of the plush.
Padma, you seem rather obviously reach into a bag and then slide a plushie to you. You also easily note Arvin's eyes watching his hands the whole time.
She's not gonna say anything, just she'll let him have
Passive
it.
perception
That
7.
poor
yo.
little sleight of hand check.
I know, it's so
Passive
bad.
perception. The only one who might
You
not have
are
noticed
not
the poop
smooth
because the
at
poop
all
is still
right now,
chewing on
sir.
watermelon.
You are
Yeah,
not
I
smooth at all.
whisper, I don't know how to respond to this because, well, and I pass her the thing.
Padma just kind of
Which
raises her
hopefully,
eyebrow.
probably, hoping it at least somewhat infers what I'm trying to get at.
It does. Padma's just eyebrow, quietly sighing to herself and takes the blush quietly. At the plus side, it's not more of your crazy uncle.
This is true.
Padma's just, let's at least get lunch and then talk about it. We're all hungry.
Yes.
Also, you guys have
One
had
of
the
them
menus.
in more ways than one.
I'm trying to, as not metagamey as possible, try and make this happen. I'm not gonna lie.
I repeat, Padma has 2 hands.
Oh, baby.
Slap.
Yeah, but he doesn't know Padma's views on that. Despite what he knows about her family, she's not necessarily her family. She's her own person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I assume you guys have been, like, perusing the menus and you order something eventually and, get some food.
Yes.
I also order myself several shots of vodka and a pina colada to go with my meal. And give her something to drink.
Also a water bowl for Dimitri.
The,
So he's not trying to steal Celestine's watermelon.
when the water bowl comes, there's also a little, like, wedge of watermelon for Dimitri as well.
There's happy chirping. Nom 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 nom.
He gets scritches from the drow waitress lady.
Nom 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 nom.
Whose name is Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
And she just sort of skips along, passing around food, including the... it's very surreal seeing her just pass off, like, the modern meals everyone else orders, and then just, like, a giant, like, I assume because he's ye olde man, he orders, like, a giant just leg of mutton, and just, like, old ye olde plate, just chunk of mutton on a bone. There you go.
I imagine a
Who are you talking
style
about when
plate
you
of
say
food.
ye olde man?
Who the fuck do you think?
I don't know, maybe one of the bar patrons.
mean you!
I'm just
Glorious
imagining a
mutton.
Monhun style plate of food in front of him.
Well, you
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's about
be
that.
wrong. You wouldn't
Yeah.
be wrong. You would
You also at some point see
definitely not
the
be
two
wrong.
ladies who with the claymores eventually, leave money and then vacate the bar.
Padma's just happily numbing on her fish and chips.
You've also occasionally been hearing coming from the direction of... I'm not even going to deny who it is. It's Jesse. Just random, like... random, like, shouting. Just insert your favorite Nest quotes from Jesse here, because he's... Occasionally you just hear him belt one out as he's, like, clearly regaling the bartender lady with some manner of story.
It's the sea.
That
It's,
dragon hit me for 30k with Sentinel.
He hit so hard with Sentinel!
and then my healer kept giving buff cards to the monk, or they were probably debuff cards in that case.
I got this
somehow
one
managed to
spellcaster with me who just,
debuff.
like, likes to torment one of our other other
He's
friends.
just like shaking in his chair. The arrows, man. The arrows.
Occasionally, just like makes to put like haste on you, and it's just like it's super haste. You just get too fast. It's terrible because you know how exhausting that is. She's just like, She's like actually fully like regaled in this. She's just like nodding her head, like cleaning a glass of something.
I don't get
Occasionally laughing.
I don't get stunned. I get a full point of exhaustion. And I will be right back. I gotta grab food.
He also mentions a companion who's very crazy about cleaving things.
Padma just kind of looks at him. Well, he's had an eventful life.
Also, Celestine, at one point when you look up from your watermelon, you see out the window behind Giacchio's head a billboard for some brand of vanilla soda, and it's just cola on the billboard, just cola from RFC. just advertising soda.
It was amazing. He popped into voice call last night. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
He sang the Canadian national anthem. I didn't even know he knew the Canadian national anthem. He was also kind of drunk.
Yeah, he was drinking a lot of wine yesterday, or so I heard.
Yes, he was.
He gave us drunk tarot readings. They were scarily accurate.
It was spooky. But at some point, while you guys are eating whatever it is you guys are eating, including Celestine, I assume just like chewing on like most of a steer, because he is large boof.
Large proof needs his protein.
Yes. Gotta wash down that watermelon. But that gnome the table over, you just suddenly hear like this like thunk, and he stands up and just at the top of his lungs screams, "Barfire!" And he tries to, and then the witch next to just hand over his mouth, grabs him by the arm, and yanks him back down. No!
That little guy wants to scrap.
No, you're then like treated to this like comical scene of a mage and this like 5'0" elf lady trying to subdue this gnome who's just like, he just wants to fucking go.
When I start thinks if I just casually put hold person on him to make their lives easier.
As you ready the incantation, you see the elf lady just finally like sort of sigh and then just karate chop him in the neck, and he just thud table. And there's a loud snore.
Okay.
And she's just, sorry about that. He's had a few too many.
It's okay. We probably would have just had our dog sit on him. She had what gestures at Celestine. But in doubt, boof.
Yes, boof is a very good solution to a lot of problems.
The boofening.
Boofening.
I like how the verb for anything Celestine does now involves boof.
He is a big
He is a good boof.
Yes. But a little further along, and once ow, fuck, shit, ow, I opened my jaw and like my jaw
attacks
popped.
The DM. Must be...
No, the joint on my left jaw popped.
Ooh.
Oh, lovely.
That feels so weird.
The offending muscle must be brought to justice.
You stay out of my face.
I'm back. What did I miss?
The gnome tried to start a bar fight and got knocked out.
Yeah.
Oh.
The gnome next table, he jumped up on the table, started shouting bar fight, and then the elf archer just karate chopped him in the neck, and he passed out.
I was to say, honestly, my solution would have been either hold person or have Celestine sit on him.
Why not both?
Jack tried to pick a fight. Karina stopped him.
Yeah.
No, it's not Karina. Karina's not an elf. She's a cat. There's a difference.
Oh, close enough.
But Arvin somehow manages into being the first one to finish eating the like fried chicken sandwich he ordered, and he.
About to say, in my defense, I have a full-on Monhun platter in front of me, so this is going to take a while.
Padma actually also has a fairly hearty meal. A lot of it's seafood. And she has a surf and turf.
Bacon Swiss cheeseburger and.
Well, when I say he finished a sandwich, he has like 5 more, but he just finished the first one before he started talking. So, I have a question for you all.
Yes?
Where to from here?
That is a good question. Where to? I imagine our certain annoyance has gotten his... It's currently having an aneurysm.
Wherever the winds of justice take us.
But
How does wind justify itself?
I don't know. Have you heard about?
It helps his cape
Would
flow,
you like
that's
me
how.
to demonstrate? I would need to go outside first.
Pema just kind of looks at him.
Arvin immediately like, no, I don't think we need that, thank you.
Pema just kind of looks at Fenless. I mean, have you heard politicians talk?
That is true. That is true.
Arvin like catches himself on the table before he just like falls out of his chair laughing.
Well, Celestine does have a pilgrimage to finish, I believe.
Arvin looks at Celestine. Do you? Kale?
What?
People are asking the booth questions.
Like what?
You have a pilgrimage to finish. We're trying
I
to
do?
figure out what to do next.
I'm worried about the tree and the reef.
Mm. I was like, and while I got a letter, getting a letter was nice. I do want to check up on my friends to make sure, you know, they're not in trouble.
Not the worst idea. By the way, Endel has like said nothing and just like scratched at Dimitri like occasionally like just lightly eaten any food like slid in front of her.
Dimitri's now trying
one
to
moment.
feed. Dimitri's now trying to feed the Durgan because he's like, no, food good.
He just like keeps nudging the plate and a fork into her hand. Eat. Angry beep.
Angry beef wings poofed. You will eat, darn you!
It like vaguely works, but she's still very distracted. She's blushing less, but still looks like some of her skin is still a little bit purple. And at a squint, you realize why her whatever she is using to turn into human form has slightly faded in places. So she's got purple scaling now in parts of her face.
Padma in her head is just, oh, it must be. She must be in. Poor thing. It must be that time of year. Poor thing.
Rip Jinx. Anyway,
Damn.
Shiakio stops chewing for a second because I'm assuming Padma says that out loud.
No.
anyway.
I hear the angry beeping.
Yes. So good. Look at help me. It comes some slack here. You're fine. But so towards the Yggdrasil Reef then.
Yay.
Will probably take a while. A lot of land to cover.
Yep, and a lot of water.
That too, yes.
So what you're saying is I need to turn into a giant Loch Ness monster and
Loch
carry it
Ness!
across the thing.
Loch Ness Fenless!
Depending on how things go, you may have to do that regardless of whether or not we use the bus.
Don't mind me, just up in my face with chicken.
Okay. Well, that certainly makes things a bit easier.
Stormfront flows wherever justice must go. I say as I go back to chugging my ale.
Well, that's something resembling direction.
Well, I mean, our least favorite annoyance is probably in the middle of having an apocalypse, so we should probably take care of the other nuisance. Or at least make sure they're not doing as much damage as they want, because they're also after Padma pats the Odyssey forward. They seem to be after these.
Also true. And at the rate we've been bumbling across them. Who knows when we'll find the rest?
Basically.
I have a feeling I know where one is.
Oh?
You think one's at the tree?
Mama showed me a vision and said it was a present.
Hmm.
I remember my research, that was the last known location of one of them was in that area. Out of character, I don't remember which one.
Probably the axe.
It's the Fang Caller. Well, I don't recall what last known location I gave you because I realized now past me is kind of a dumbass. I didn't actually write down what I gave you that day for directions, or at least lore. It's like, god damn it.
I think it was the axe that was in the reef.
The axe is like somewhere in the reef, or at the very least in the possession of someone of Vernai's faith, because original wielder was her champion of Vernai way back in the day.
Right.
And Pama says, what? And Pama just kind of sighs. Well, that just gives us more reason to head that way then. Friends, pilgrimage, make sure the space mafia doesn't get their hands on a weapon of mass power.
See if we can't find Jana along the way. Her, that little side trek her and I had before the whole, he just sort of gestures vaguely, this morning happened.
And who knows, maybe we'll find out more about Mysterious Victor, if he's supposed to be dead if he's supposedly over 200 years old. Padma just kind of looks at terrain.
I was still trying to say that. The little track we had, John's brother mentioned having somewhere in Tekna that he wanted to take her to. Which, if we go one route, Tekna is between us and the reef.
Yes, it is.
Along with a fair number of other places.
Well, looks like that's our route then, towards the Yggdrasil Reef.
By way of Tekna, yeah. Might as well take care of it since it's on the way.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm. Plus, well, Arvin scratches the side of Celestine's neck. I'm sure the big guy could use a little peace of mind. Just becomes a matter of if we wanted to make any preparations before we headed out, because it's going to be a long...
Yeah, we might as well we probably should stock up on stuff.
Food things, especially with another... He gestures over his shoulder at Terrain, passenger along.
Maybe two, and Padma kind of looks at Endala. Do you plan to come along, or are you just going to moon?
She just sort of goes ramrod stiff as she's got a fork in her mouth. She looks at Padma and then back at her food and just doesn't answer, just keeps eating.
It's a legitimate question. Do you want to come along or no?
I probably shouldn't.
Raised eyebrow.
Jack has nothing to respond to this.
Shakio, it's now at this point you notice there's something bumping against your leg, and then you look down and you realize Endala's tail has slowly coiled around it from the calf down.
There's a bit of a jump from Shakio as he feels that and notices what's going on.
Padma just kind of shrugs at Endala. Well, it's your call, either way.
Oh my goodness.
At that,
Chiaki is getting fairly red at this point.
Jackie, at this point, you watch her like just hurriedly eat the rest of her food, and then her tail just goes ungrapples your leg and goes back the other side of the seat. She finishes what she's eating. She puts down some money. Sorry for the trouble, and then she's just fucking out the door like a gunshot.
Padma just kind of waves at her. Dimitri just kind of sad chirp.
Although
I'm gonna give Shiakio some flower seeds and go, you'll need these.
Oh. I take them in my hand, and with my free hand, I'm just face palming, just like, man. Oh my god.
Also, Shiakio, you also might notice on top of the stack of money is a phone number that says "Call me" with a little heart.
I take it.
Padma's just, well, at least she tried something, the poor thing.
Oh, I feel like such an idiot. I had no idea what to do.
Most people don't have an idea what to do when a dragon starts snogging them. Don't worry, pats him on the head.
That's not exactly what I meant.
Well, what happened happened. Who's covering the tip, or is that on me?
I got it.
You sure?
Yeah. All right, Ren.
How about we split it, Arvin?
Fair.
Padma just puts her card down.
That does sound pretty good, Ren.
2 of the 3 sound good.
You just love watching me suffer, don't you?
Padma just kind of leans over, winks.
Not at all.
Mo leans over and winks. You fluster easy, and it's adorable.
Never had that happen before.
Dragons are picky.
Oh, I mean, like, I care for you, and then she comes along and she cares for me. It's like, what do I do with that?
Armin just flat expression, like just totally calm voice. You always do what my dad did. Sip.
Padma just kind of gestures at Arvin. Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, it's like Padma just looks at him. Arvin, I think we broke him.
He's still. Also, she mentioned at this point, you're not sure how much of that thing he's drank, but it doesn't look like it's had any. It's like any less full than when he was placed at the table for him.
Chiaki is practically glowing red at this point.
Dimitri just bap 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 at his cheek.
Because it's not like Andala's form wasn't beautiful.
It's
like,
just
That's an entire lightning Durgan. At least an adult lightning Durgan at that, so she actually very large.
Yeah, he's damn near glowing red at this point. God damn it.
do.
Yeah, Shiakio doesn't know what. I don't know what to have Shiakio say at this point, because it's like.
you might just want to quit while you're ahead. It's
Yeah.
my advice to Shiakio.
Padma just passes him another straw. Passes him a second Guinness. Slam that back. It might help.
Slam.
Also, pet Dimitri.
Because Because now it's
Drink
out
that.
it's out in the open. He said it. He pretty much confessed to Padma at this point.
Padma's aware.
Also, by the way, I realized a minor thing. It's actually, you guys have in character known each other for longer because I realized going across an entire part of a continent would take a lot longer than like a couple days. So it was more like a several week road trip from Belsatane down to Megas. Because I looked at the map earlier and I'm like, shit, that's actually much larger scale than it should have been. So there's just a little bit more time in there. It's like,
Dimitri's now back in Zakio's lap, being cute to distract.
It's not working.
Puppy dog eyes aren't working.
Bab and Griffin eyes.
He acknowledges his existence by absentmindedly petting him, but he's still damn near glowing, and Shiakio.exe is still not working.
But on that note, we'll end the session here. With Shiakio just fucking flagrant system error, Bakote over.
Yep.
Let's at least get onto the bus so he can 404 in peace.
Yeah, we'll say you guys get back over to the bus after you pay for your food.
Yup. And I will be right back. Alright, that's actually going to do it for the stream here this evening as well. Rather interesting. I was not expecting to become a harem protagonist, but okay. But thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button if you aren't already, and make sure you have notifications turned on so that way you can get notified by Twitch directly when I go live. Other avenues that I announce when I go live are via my Twitter at twitter.com/jinxmcninja, and I do also announce on my Discord that all are welcome to join. Links are in the chat as well as down below the video for the stream here. And if you guys really enjoy the content, consider throwing a tip or a sub my way, because it's a really good way to let me know that you really enjoy what I do. You like the content that I put out, and it's a really good way to say, hey Jinx, you're doing something right. Keep up the good work. I will be live tomorrow evening, probably around 4:30-ish Pacific Standard Time, hopefully for some more Kefka prog with the Wings of the 12 raid group. So until then, guys, peace.